From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of Up Close and Personal here on The Horse's Mouth. At Tommy Max, back at the bar, brought to you by our friends at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits, as well as Bruss Nutter Wealth Advisors. My guest this time around is Dasha Tyshlek. How are you, Dasha?
I'm doing very well.
Nice to meet you. Tell us about MicroAnt.com.
Okay, so MicroAnt, we design new antenna technologies, and then we manufacture them on behalf of our customers.
Okay.
And we work in the microwave frequency spectrum.
Wow. Okay, so how'd you get into that? That seems like a lot, but it's cool. But how'd you get into it?
Yeah, so I actually came from a background. I have an engineering background, nothing to do with antennas. I don't even think I ever saw an antenna when I was in engineering school.
Okay.
But
wow.
There's not a lot of programs out there for antenna engineering specifically, so that's not very uncommon in our industry. A lot of people come into this without a background in it. You have to learn it on the go.
Sure.
But I came from a strategy background, and so I was invited into the company to do program management, to help stand up things like product roadmaps, and then to manage the engineering team.
Okay.
And now I'm the director of business development.
Okay, so business development, you're handling all aspects of that, right? From sales to implementation to maybe not design, but making sure that they're ready to go for each and every project management, if you will. Mm-hmm. Is that part of the duty?
Absolutely.
And what'd you do before that? What were you into prior to that?
Yeah, so before that, I was working at a company called Bridgewater Associates. They're the world's largest hedge fund, and I was there the office of the CEOs in the strategy and planning function. Okay. So I was helping stand up the overall strategy and planning kind of mechanism for the company. How do you plan for a multi-year strategy? How do you do a budget associated with that? And then I also manage some specific strategic initiatives within that, particularly relating to talent, as well as some like process improvements, bureaucracy cutting type work.
Wow, so you got the background to be doing what you're doing now. That's cool.
It's I would say it's a generalist background.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Get dropped in and learn new things type of background.
Yeah. All right. So where are these antennas at? Like, where can you see them around town, or where?
Yes. Actually, I was in St. Augustine a few weeks ago, and if you're walking along, you might see like water meter area, like little green holes with lids, and sometimes you see a little black device on top. It's really thin. It's like a little pancake. It's just sitting there. It doesn't even say MicroAnt on it. That is an antenna that we designed for a company that does smart infrastructure. That antenna reads a sensor in the water, and then instead of a person having to go and measure the water, it's communicating out probably to telephone towers around. It's able to collect that automatically. So if there's a flood, if there's an issue, a pipe break, that is known immediately, and it doesn't require like people going in and just measuring things with sticks anymore.
Okay, so are you targeting certain types of, companies, municipalities, what have you, that type of thing?
Yeah, so what we do is we'll work with a company that needs an antenna. Usually an antenna is a part of, so everything has an antenna nowadays. Everything is wireless, right? But not all antennas need to be very good. Some antennas are like communicating, the distance between your computer and your earphones, not very long distance. Okay. You don't need a great antenna for that. Right. But some antennas need something special about them. So this one for the water meter, for example, has, some of them are placed on the road and trucks drive over it. Plus, if the antenna has longer range, that means you don't need as many telephone pole data collectors. And you can imagine installing, maintaining all that, very expensive. So having a better antenna has a lot of benefits. So we work with companies that need an antenna within their product, and the antenna enables their technology to be much better than the competitor. Wow,
that's phenomenal. So you seek out those prospects, find out what they need, figure that out, plan that out, show them the plan, and then implement that plan.
Exactly.
Wow, that's fascinating. I don't know if I feel smarter or I feel like this is way over my head. I'm only a bartender, Dasha. You know what I mean? I'm an educated man, but I'm really only a bartender, but it sounds really fascinating.
I think a lot of people view antennas and wireless communications kind of like black magic or a black box technology.
Right. Well, what's the future hold for the microwave antenna?
Oh my gosh, there's
continue to evolve.
So much going on. I mean, you've heard of SpaceX, right? So there's this whole world of low Earth orbiting satellites that's opening up right now, right? So before we had a lot of geostationary satellites, and they're really far away from Earth. And communicating with them requires like larger antennas in size. But the good news is they're far away, and you just place them there and they go. But with low Earth orbiting, you have antennas that are maybe 3 times or 4 times closer, significantly closer to Earth, but they're moving constantly. And there's like one every 15 minutes comes up and then sets, and then another one comes up. So now you need different types of antennas to communicate with them. They don't need to be as large, but they need to track and then reconnect to the next without losing a signal. So you have a whole new world, and SpaceX is just one company doing that. There are so many companies OneWeb is getting into the game. Telesat is getting into the game. There's so many companies doing this LEO. They all have different needs, different solutions they're going to need. So there's a lot. And the more antennas there are in the world, the more interference there is. So there's more problems that antenna engineers need to solve.
Is there a whole security side to all that? It's got to be, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Do you guys handle that, or is that something totally outside of the scope?
It's a different part of the industry.
Yeah, interesting. Well, it's great having you on. Where can people find you?
MicroAnt.com. And if you put in information through our contact form, you will reach me directly. You'll also be able to reach my team through the phone number provided on also LinkedIn. I'm very big on LinkedIn. I talk to people on LinkedIn all the time.
Great. Awesome.
Thank
Congrats.
you so much.
And good luck.
Appreciate it.
Fascinating stuff. I mean, you meet the greatest people doing great things here in Jacksonville. Who would have thought we'd be talking about antennas on the horse's mouth at the bar? But I'm sure glad we did. You learn something new every single day. Hey, listen, if you like these kind of videos and meeting these kind of people and you want to see more, go to iwantabuzz.com. We'll be back next time around. Till next time, stay safe and be cool. We'll see you right here on the horse's mouth. Cheers.